Just wait, I have a plan. This is my boyfriend. We're driving to his brother's house in Oregon. We're in Oregon. We have about almost 2 hours left. A little less than 2 hours left.
What are we less than 2 hours?
So we had questions coming in for the past few weeks. Just asking us about our relationship. So I have them written down in my phone, and I'm going to be asking him to answer them. So the first question is, how did we meet?
Yes. Absolutely. A mutual friend of ours had a birthday. Well, she was celebrating her birthday alone with you at a bar, and she invited me. And so I brought you guys both roses for her birthday. And then a week later, you started working at the restaurant I worked at.
That's it?
I was doomed from the start. Also, the night we met, it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. So we're at this bar with like probably 12 people in it. And our mutual friend Lena is kind of like, not shy, but not like super outgoing, because English isn't her first language. I feel like that's a big part of it, but also like she's not like, oh, the attention's on me, it's my birthday, it's all about me, obviously, because it was literally just the three of us.
Yeah, I feel like specifically on her birthday, she would be more shy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she's pretty outgoing overall, but
Yeah.
he is right, English is not her first language, and she was like, kind of shy, it's her birthday, and whatever. Okay.
So Colette stands on top of a stool and announces to the bar, she's like, hey y'all, we're celebrating my friend's birthday, and I know there's not that many of us because it's the middle of the week, but we're here, so we might as well all sing her happy birthday. And then everyone in the bar actually sang. She said, you know, her name's Lena, and we're gonna sing on 3. 1, 2, 3, and we sang happy birthday to Lena in a bar with like Natalia came, right? So there were like 13 people. My
best friend Natalia.
Yeah, I also met her the first day we met. That's crazy.
That's how you know it's fate. He has said this many times, but I guess he chose not to say it this time. That he.
What were you gonna say? Finish your thought.
I know you know what I was gonna say. That you thought I was trouble.
Yeah.
I knew you were trouble when you walked.
When he stood up on the stool and started addressing the bar on behalf of Lena, I knew. I was like, man, this girl's gonna be trouble. Because you just looked so cute, too, and stuff. Long load. Yes, this is very true. This all happened. That's how we found out about each other. Neither of us really knew. I mean, it wasn't love at first sight. And then we kind of just knew each other at work, and we're cool. You were asking me questions here and there. Trying to get to know more about me, maybe. For
just
like a week or two.
For like a week or two.
And then I was like, well, maybe like a month. I don't know. How long was it? Well, because I'd always offer you a ride home.
He would.
And then the first time you like actually asked me for a ride home, or like there was one time where it was like 100 degrees because it was the middle of summer.
I had no car.
And she was walking home from work as I was getting there, and I tried to be like a few minutes early, just in case, so I could be like, oh, maybe I'll walk in like 10 minutes early, and she'll be like, oh, I gotta walk home, and I'll be like, I'll just give you a ride real fast. Because like it'd be, if I like let them know, they'd be cool with me being.
But he's always late, so he didn't make it on time.
Well, you just got off early, so I like gave her a ride like a couple blocks, like up a hill, which, helps a lot when it's 110 degrees out.
And I did almost pass out from a heat stroke that day, so that 2 blocks really helped and probably saved me, honestly. Plus, the reason that you couldn't take me further than 2 blocks was because you had to be at work in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't because I got off early, it was because...
Or you got off late.
Oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But, yeah, and then one time Natalia was gonna meet with me, talking to her on the phone. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy wants to give me a ride though. So you don't have to, you don't have to come if you weren't feeling it, and whatever of the sorts. So he took me home. Well, because he asked, and I was like, oh no, and then he was like, and I was like, and he was like, and I was like, okay, you really want to take me home, let's go. But we met in the beginning of June, 2020, wait, June 3rd.
That's crazy.
June 3rd is literally Lena's birthday, and that's gonna be his first day of work. That's crazy. 1 year from meeting you. I'll be in Stockton. So yeah, we met June 3rd. Did not go on a date until August 8th, 2024. Yeah, we were just, we're coworkers and then friends. We were all hanging out outside of work at the lake for a few times, and I just felt this pull to him. And there were some times, like, throughout maybe a month after I knew him, where I would just think about him, and I was like, I wonder if he's thinking about me. And that was basically it. I just kind of like that was all it was. Just like, why am I thinking about him? Wonder if he's thinking about me. I'm thinking about him. Is he thinking about me? And then yeah, we had a lake day. I think it was the first lake day, and I brought crafts for everybody to color, and he colored something. And then later I went home because I had like picked up everybody's papers because nobody wanted them. I kept them, took them home, and he painted a fish boy on a skateboard, and then a girl with like a mermaid with colored hair, the same color that I had. No, I had red hair at that time.
I guess so.
Yep. Because 4th of July I did it red because 4th of July. And then yeah, I had it from then on, and you painted me as a mermaid and you as a fish boy on a skateboard, and it was so cute, and I like was just all warm and giddy and like, what is going on? And the day that I found it was the day that I started my new journal. So the first page of that journal is him, and then the entire journal is him, basically. Aw. Yeah, we started texting and like staying up all night and fucking texting. And then we said birds of a feather. You said birds of a feather, and I said we should stick together. 'Cause birds of a feather, we should stick together, I know. And I was listening to that song almost on repeat from fucking May until July. Not really, but yeah, Billie Eilish, Forever Till I Die. And yeah, so I said we should stick together, and you said, would you let me take you out? And I was like, what? I don't know. And then me and Lena and the other Lena had plans to go to Plank that night, and he was working, and I was like nervous. I'm like, what the heck? I don't know though, like, what? And I remember getting dressed and like thinking about him, and then going to work, and then just feeling like embarrassed or like, like anxious. And then after we went to play pool, me and the Lenas, and we invited him, and then we were just kind of chatting that night. I don't know if we said anything directly about it that night. Yeah, we ended up going out probably later that week. How was your first date?
It was good. It lasted like 12 hours. We went to dinner just at Lazy Dog, and we were just asking each other about our lives to get to know more and more about each other. And then we went in a car and drove around and were talking to each other.
After the Lazy Dog, we went to a hill where you could see a whole lookout of Folsom, and basically just stayed there for hours. Lost track of time, and then we were like, let's go to a park. Yeah. Then we went to a park to hang out for a bit. And then we were like, well,
the sun's about to come up. Do you want to watch the sunrise? And then we drove around trying to figure out where you could really watch the sunrise from, because there's mountains to the east. There's a whole mountain range. So there's a million good spots to watch the sunset, but never really think about where to watch the sunrise. And we ended up just by a lake, and we watched the sunrise on our relationship.
Yeah, he told me that he could hear that song. How does it start? You may think that I'm talking foolish.
You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now, this love that I feel for you always will be. You're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As long as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh darling, I'm gonna love you forever. Forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen.
And then the rest was history.
I can cut that part out.
Oh yeah, so the next question is...
Clouds look nice. You should point at the clouds. Maybe you could just do it with your phone and then add it in post.
Oh, you can
Coastal clouds. It's dope.
So, what is one hard truth that you have learned since your relationship has started?
I don't really know. It's a weird question.
It is a weird question.
It's not fresh, but some things have happened that have reinforced the belief that people suck and you really can't count on anyone. I feel like I can always count on you, and maybe the hard truth is just knowing there's a soft truth, it's easy knowing that I can count on you, but the hard truth is that there's nobody else in the world that I can count on to just even be consistent.
Wow.
What about you?
What about me? No one person is going to solve all your problems.
Except you. Yourself.
Yeah, except yourself, basically. Though I have found my everything in a human, in a different human, it still hasn't solved all my shit that's inside of me. The soft truth is that he'll stick with me while I'm figuring this shit out inside of me. But yeah, that is a hard truth that you think that once you find the right person, everything will be easy or solved, but it's not.
There's always work to be done.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Except you.
No, I make mistakes too. I have a bad mouth.
Potty mouth.
The next question is, what makes you feel most loved?
When you cook for me, or just look into my eyes, or clean my room, or don't judge me for my room needing to be cleaned. Pretty much just like everything you do. What makes you feel loved?
Yeah, a big one for me is the reassurance, verbal reassurance, and the physical reassurance. That's the biggest for me. I could probably go on, but...
I'm glad we work. I love you.
I love you. So, what is your favorite memory that you have with each other?
I think Jenner camping by the ocean.
That was gonna be mine.
Aw.
That was an awesome trip. And it was like peak, like we were still in our like puppy love.
We still are.
Of course we still are. Yeah, it was like still in the beginning. It was for your birthday. You had never been there before to Fort Bragg, and all the rich kids that you grew up with have been, and it was just really nice to go out to the ocean, and it was really, really beautiful there. And I gave you your first gift, and you cried.
You gave me a bunch of gifts. You gave me like 6 gifts. But like, yeah, the picture frame. She made me a picture frame. It was like, just like, it was like a book, but like glass, so you could put whatever you want in there. And she put a bunch of flowers, and
the flowers were from what you had given me. So I took the flowers that you never knew that?
I think you maybe took
Yeah. I took the flowers that he got me, pressed them, dried them, and then I put them in this
double picture frame, but it's just glass see-through. So you like fill it with whatever. And then she also put these Polaroids that our photographer friend mentioned earlier,
Lena. Yeah.
She took of us, and we just looked so cool and like happy. So it was just it was like a month into us dating, if that. And it was the first day that you like officially told her we were dating. But
yeah, I honestly think it was just a few weeks into us dating.
I said they were my favorite pictures I've ever been in. And so, yeah, it was just really sweet that they were framed for me and in such a cute way. That's all.
Look at all the sheepies.
Wait. Yeah, there's like a million sheeps. I've never seen so many sheeps in one place. That's crazy. It's probably like 250 sheeps.
What do you want to achieve in this partnership?
Everything. I want to build a life together where we can provide for others and change the world.
Period.
Yeah, I don't know, like there's a million little things, but those are the big things.
When he was thinking,
make the world a better place, I guess.
Yeah, that one. For sure, 100 million, thousand, million, infinity %. But also, when you were thinking, I was thinking nothing. And you said everything. Because also, like, just being together, it all happened. You know, in a way, absolutely nothing. I don't need to achieve anything. I already have achieved it. We're here. We're together. Bliss. Love. Everything. But just like I said, high expectations, baby. I'm trying to make the world a better place for sure. And no better dude than to do it with than you. And obviously I want to create a family, and one that I want to make kids that are just the best kids in the world. The bestest kids in the whole wide world.
I don't think we have a choice. Our kids are obviously going to be the bestest kids in the whole wide world. Look at us.
Zed. A quick draw. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Now it's your turn to ask a question.
What do you...
Take your time.
Has any part of this relationship exceeded your expectations? I know you have high ones, but...
Good question. Obviously, we've already been through the ringer, I feel like. But honestly, just how reassuring you are. And, actually, what exceeded my expectations mostly was acknowledging and honoring my emotions. Even if I'm feeling I'm feeling something and it's probably ridiculous, like I'll know it's ridiculous, and he will always make me feel like it's really not that ridiculous and that it's okay to feel that way, or I don't know.
Except when you think you're not pretty because you're the prettiest girl in the world.
But even if I'm insecure in our relationship, like about who you are, and it's not even about, I'm not like trusting who you are, I'm just experiencing PTSD maybe. I don't know, where I'm just like, what if you just are doing this behind my back? Or what if you just, whatever it is. He always makes me feel sane and protected and safe and pretty. What has exceeded your expectations, and am I too young for you?
No. I really like the I don't know if this can be in the video. I don't know, just like how much you want to nurture and like provide, and I think I never really like could have expected, like, if I, you know, here soon I should be making enough to like provide for both of us, and I think that you could like effortlessly make a home, you know, like, I don't know, I think we'll be more than that, but we could be like a classical, just like, you know, the patriarchal couple where like I go to work and bring home the bacon and you like
Cook the bacon.
and have a clean house and do the laundry, and like, and then, you know, when the time comes to have kids, we'll obviously both be pulling our weight, but just like there's that support for each other, and it's the exact things that I feel like I need support with.
Like wiping your ass.
Yeah. And buying my clothes, because you're the thrift queen.
I'm the thrift queen, and I'm a bit of a fashionista. I just know what fits, what looks good. And yeah, cleaning up is so effortless for me. It basically is no thought. It's just duh. It exceeded your expectations that I am a woman. Woman. Let me be your woman.
Exactly.
Woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do one final question. What is your favorite memory from childhood?
Nothing really like stands out. I never had like an aha moment as a kid where I was just like, oh, this is what I want to do when I grow up. And like, there's a lot of things that, like, you know, I had really awesome moments playing baseball, or like when my brother would like show me video games, or like skateboarding, snowboarding, stuff like that. But I think if I really had to choose one, it was spending time with my grandparents. My grandparents were really old. I was born in 1996, and these grandparents were born in 1919 and 1923. So literally, like, you know, they were well into their 80s when I was in grade school. Yeah, I don't know. It was just home and comfort to be with them, and my grandpa was like the funniest guy ever. So, yeah, I don't, you know, and again, it's not like specifically playing dominoes or like chilling and building Legos while they're watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, but like, all the time I got to spend with them.
That's really nice.
What's your favorite memory from childhood?
See, nothing, it's kind of the same. Like, nothing specific really sticks out to me. Or, like, that was the best day ever, or any of the sorts. Right now, I'm thinking about a Sunsplash in 5th grade when I said the best.
My sister took me to Disneyland once. That was pretty cool, but I was like 9 or 10, so Disneyland was kind of like not my thing because I was a boy. But it was really cool that my sister took me, and the California Adventure was sick. Real roller coasters. Sorry, you were going on.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So we had a field trip in 5th grade to go to Sunsplash, and I was scared as fuck because I did not know how to swim. I still don't know how to swim very well, but I really thought that you had to know how to swim to be there, and so I was really nervous.
You had like imposter syndrome to be at the water park. You're like, I'm not allowed to be here. Nobody knows.
No, like, I was pretty terrified. And then going up on one of the tornado ones, I called it the toilet bowl because it's like you almost like came out went in as water in the toilet bowl and then went down the toilet bowl and then went out. I don't know why, but it was the funnest fucking thing ever. And I didn't really know how to swim, though. I remember I was going to the wave pool later, and I kind of like got caught up for a bit, and I might have swallowed some water. It kind of hurted, but I guess that was one moment where I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking fun, and I didn't know that it was going to be this fun, and this is freaking awesome. But when I first asked the question and you were taking a second to answer, I honestly just thought about all of the times I had growing up on the street that I grew up on, and just hanging out with the neighborhood kids and being in the grass and in the fucking blow-up pool and just hanging out around, going all the way down the street where there was a barn and there was like a fence full of grapes. Basically, I think that was it. Like, favorite childhood memory was just like fucking around in the neighborhood, and I did really enjoy Sunsplash. Oh, and probably just school. Like, I loved school. I wanted to go to school so fucking bad. I really, really wanted to go to summer school because I didn't want to be out of school. But they wouldn't let me be in summer school because I didn't need it. And I guess I didn't have enough resources to give it to kids who didn't need it. But they did let me go to Summer Bridges, which was our after-school program. So I was able to do that at least. Thanks for meeting my boyfriend.
Boy.
Marvin.
If I was a Pokemon, I'd go, boy, friend! You've watched Pokemon, right? Like, you've seen it?
No.
No. I just sound insane right now. The Pokemon say their own names. It's like Pikachu is just like Pikachu. Yeah, Pika-Pee.
Do a few more. Maybe you fucking did.
No, I'm trying.
He knows that if he does the SpongeBob laugh, I get to tickle him. I'm not fucking with the SpongeBob laugh. I don't like the SpongeBob laugh. The Patrick laugh makes me think of the SpongeBob laugh, and that's enough to give a little. Thank you so much for listening, if you did. Still don't know who I'm talking to.
I mean, they're probably asleep by now.
I'm not looking it up on Instagram.
It'd be like a tiny little Miata, and then like it's usually other cars with flippy lights, or like just like other Japanese cars, and they're all bigger because Miatas are like the tiniest car ever. And they'll be like, "Oh, this is my little brother," and they'll be like, "Oh, whatever," and like maybe ask him a question or whatever. But then they'll be like, "Nightmare," to like get him to have nightmares or something. I don't know. 50 miles away. I don't want to be around anymore.
Stop it, I love you.
I love you too. I love you more. You are my sunshine, my girlfriend sunshine. You're the best, and I love your smile and your freckles. Look, she's got freckles. Look at her. Freckles all over her nose.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Oh God, I almost puked.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
See you next time.